So, Game Pass haters can't afford Game Pass, right? Or they hate Game Pass. And Xbox isn't dead, okay? Because Microsoft say Xbox hardware isn't going anywhere. So, yesterday, Sunday, when I was on YouTube yesterday, I was watching people talking about Microsoft exiting the console market because of a leak between I think it was Jez Corden and some leaker. So I seen who was that? Dreamcast guy bringing up did a video, bring up his bulletin points, trying to point out the Xbox issues, and he was doing his victory lap, and he was making fun of people that was making fun of him. And then I seen who else? Who was that? I seen RGT making videos about Xbox. I mean, talking about Call of Duty is creating a problem for Xbox. I seen Modern Vintage Gamer talking about. He talks about death by 1,000 cuts. That makes no sense. Who else? I seen who else can I think of here? I seen Colt Eastwood video, and he was in tears when the news broke. Talk about when the leak broke. Talk about Microsoft leaving the Xbox hardware market. So all these YouTubers, and plus there were other YouTubers talking about Xbox is dead and all this, right? So me, I'm sitting there watching all this, and I'm like, what? That don't sound right. So let me get this straight. Oh, by the way, hello viewers, hello subscribers, hi viewers, hi subscribers. Me watching this yesterday, I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what? Let me pump my brakes for a little bit. Let me back up a little bit. This don't sound right. So let me get this straight. Microsoft is valued at $3 trillion, right? And counting. And they have an operating system called Windows that powers the world, right? When it comes to computers, and they control 90% of the software market, right? So, and then Microsoft has a subscription service called Gamepass, right? And then they got about 70 to 80 million or probably even more Xbox users, right? Xbox One users, right? And then they came up with xCloud, and now they have xCloud, right? They just bought Activision Blizzard. They bought Activision when the news broke first. Activision Blizzard cost about $68.7 billion, but when the deal closed, they really spent $75 billion for Activision Blizzard. Okay. They bought ZeniMax Bethesda for $7.5 billion. And then they bought Mahjong with who does Minecraft for $2.5. Microsoft has all this momentum going on. And plus they got games to make. So they got all this going on, and then you guys wanted me to believe that they were gonna leave the console business. And then today's news on Tom's Hardware, when Microsoft says Xbox hardware isn't going anywhere. So basically Sarah Bond just took some cold water and threw it at the haters. That's what she did. So Microsoft, I just couldn't see that happening. Especially when you got an operating system like Windows, like Windows, and now you got the ultimate title name in video games, Game Pass. You got Windows and Game Pass, and Microsoft powers the world with Windows, and you're trying to tell me that they're going to exit the console business. That news that leak that broke yesterday, it was a lie. Okay, it was a lie because there were so many people trying to celebrate yesterday, like, oh, Xbox is exiting the console business, but today's news destroyed it. So Microsoft right now, this video game industry, it's an endurance game. Every console generation, they have to come out with a new console. They have to come out with a new console and new games and DLCs, expansions, updates, and all that. They have to do that. This video game industry is an endurance game. And for those of you that thought the console war is dead, it's alive and well. Okay, it's alive and well. And for those of you that were saying that Sony beats Microsoft, you better think again. It's now Sony chasing Microsoft, especially in the subscription war service. The Xbox community is fine. Now, to talk about this $30 price increase on Game Pass, every Xbox user knows, from the Xbox One to the Xbox One S to the Xbox One Digital to the Xbox One X and to the Xbox Series S and to the Xbox Series X physical edition and the Series X digital edition and to PC Game Pass. Every Game Pass user knows that from the time Game Pass came out, it was always about Game Pass Ultimate. Why? Because Game Pass Ultimate covers all the other tiers, from the entry level tier to the middle, and then to Game Pass Ultimate. Ultimate covers all that. Every Xbox user know that it's all about Game Pass Ultimate. So the way you deal with Game Pass is this: if you want to get Game Pass, $30 a month. If you take $30 a month and then multiply that by 12, that's $360. So let's say you have $360 right now, and then you come up and you have $360 right now, and then you want to and you sign up for Game Pass. You won't have to renew it until the same time next year, 2026, October the 6th. That's how you instead of paying for Game Pass month to month to month, you do it all at once, so you don't have to worry about it until October the 6th of next year. That's how you deal with Game Pass. Okay, it's the same way you deal with your internet bill. Let's say your internet bill is like say $80 a month, $90 a month. So 12 times 80 is like what? Probably what? $1,300. That's how you approach it. So you come up with the $1,300 to take care of that entire year until next year the same time. That's how you deal with Game Pass Ultimate and your internet bill. So Game Pass is not the issue, man. Game Pass was never the issue. The service is fine. The service is fine. What it is that when Microsoft moved the needle, when they increased the price on Game Pass, it exposed the haters, the people that claimed that they were down with Xbox. They got exposed, And then you got these YouTubers. They sit in front of the camera. A lot of them do, and they try to act like they can't afford Game Pass. The way they come at you is like they're making it look like that you can't afford it. They put fear and doubt. They put fear and doubt into you to make you feel like you can't afford it when you can. Because one, you don't let price cripple you. You don't let price paralyze you. You don't let price demoralize you. You don't let price intimidate you. You don't let price make you nervous or make you scared. It's just a number. That's all it is. So the way you deal with Game Pass, you have to pay for the ultimate subscription. You got to pay for the entire year, not month after month after month. You pay it right then. Let's say if you were getting it today, you pay for it. You pay for all that 12 months right then and there. Like let's say today, October the 6th, you got $360. You pay for Game Pass Ultimate right then and there, so you won't have to think about it until the same October the 6th of 2026. That's how you approach it. That's how you approach it. You know, so don't let the prices of Game Pass scare you. Subscription prices will go up. For instance, Disney just raised their Disney Plus over in the UK. Just saying. Disney just raised their prices in the UK for Disney Plus. Just saying. So when these companies raise their prices with their services, you got to make adjustments ahead of time and be prepared for it. That's how you approach these subscription. So you won't have to worry about like how are you going to pay for this or how are you going to pay for that. You make adjustments ahead of time. So anybody can afford Game Pass. You just got to come up with the pay for the yearly subscription on the day that you sign up for it. Not trying to pay month after month after month. You pay for the entire thing right then and there. Let's say you're gonna pay for it tomorrow. Pay the $360 right then and there, and then you don't have to think about it for an entire year. You already paid for it. Just saying. So that's how you would approach Game Pass, man. But this notion that Microsoft was getting out the console business didn't make no sense to me, because they're sitting on a nest egg of their values. They're worth what, $3 trillion, right? They have Windows operating system, and they got like a huge market share with that comes along with that. And then they have then they have Game Pass. They got the title Game Pass, right? They came up with the title Game Pass, and PlayStation fans wish they had Game Pass on their PlayStations. But anyway, and now they got xCloud, so they got all this going on, and you're gonna tell me a company that's been that came out with Windows 3.1 to Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows 98 Second Edition, Windows ME, Windows 2000, Windows XP. Then there's Vista. Then there's 7. Then there's 8, and then there's 10 and 11. And with all those years, Microsoft accumulate a lot of revenue. And you're gonna tell me a company with all that revenue is gonna get out the console business? Remember, Microsoft is not like Sega. You know, Sega don't have the revenue that Microsoft has, and they're gonna get out the console business and leave those 70 to 80 million Xbox users behind. Didn't sound right. So that news yesterday that they were leaving the console business, that was fake news, and it was based on a lie. And you know, Microsoft like kill all that noise, like they're not going anywhere. So whoever came up with the news saying that they're leaving, you know, they look foolish. I'm sure they try to come out and make another video to try to make themselves look good. They don't want to be called out for it. They're not going anywhere, man. So when it comes to Game Pass, man, subscription prices will go up. You just have to make the adjustment ahead of time, so when they raise the price, you're ready for it. That's how you deal with these subscription prices. When it comes to dealing with like Game Pass, or if you're using, say, PlayStation Plus, or you're using Nintendo, or you're using whatever subscription service you're using, that's how you tackle the subscription. But these YouTubers talk to the viewers like they can't, like the viewers can't afford it, right? Or they underestimate what the viewers can afford. You know, they talk to you like, you know, they talk to you like when when a lot of YouTubers talk to you about Game Pass, they talk to you like you can't afford it, or they try to install fear into you to make you think, you know, you can't pay for it, you can't afford it, and that's not right. So a lot of viewers out there, a lot of people out there can afford Game Pass. They can. I don't think the price don't even bother them. They know they got to make adjustment ahead of time before before Microsoft raise the price. So the price is not the issue. And what's even funny too, you got YouTubers with like 100,000 subscribers, 200,000, 50,000, 300,000 subscribers, 400,000 subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, 600,000 subscribers, 700,000 subscribers, 800,000 subscribers, 900,000 subscribers, a million, 1.5 million subscribers, 2 million subscribers, 2.5 million subscribers, 3 million, and they try to act like they can't afford it. How is it that you got all those subscribers and you can't afford Game Pass? How is it that you have all those subscribers and you can't afford Game Pass? And this notion, this attitude, like, well, I'm canceling my subscription, and you got 1 million subscribers. So it's like they're sending the wrong message with this. So when some YouTubers talk to you, they try to install fear into you, like the public can't afford, like the public can't afford Game Pass. When it comes to subscription service, you got to make adjustments ahead of time. That's how you approach it. So when Microsoft or Sony or any Nintendo or any company make adjustment, you were prepared for it. So Game Pass is not the issue, man. So people talking about I'm unsubscribing. You know, I'm not using Game Pass no more. Nonsense. Okay. Because there's benefits that come with that, man. And then you have to look at the fact that it's the game industry is a business, it's a business. So decisions have to be made, and choices and decisions have to be made. So it's not that Microsoft is not a bad company. I just think sometimes people be sending the wrong message when it comes to their platform. Me personally, the only issue I had with them, and I had to call them out on this, but I didn't disrespect them, is when they were trying to charge people for off and online play. That was the only issue I had with them. That's the issue I had with them, because one, you were paying for online play, but now you're telling people like, oh, in order for you to play offline, your console has to be connected to the internet, and that was wrong. Okay. They were charging you for off and online play. And then on top of that now, when they had you doing that, when they had you paying for off and online play, it means that you never owned the console. You never owned the console. And then you put the Xbox console ban behind that. It made the Xbox console disposable, which means now that you got to buy a brand new console now, just to get back online, just to play. So when I called them out on it, they made changes, okay? And what they did now, they took so to save their own user base, what Microsoft did now was take your physical console that plays a physical disc, they banned it, but now they turned it into a digital console. That way they can keep you because they know they need you. I am the one that called Microsoft out on the console ban. When I told them Xbox One is the world's first disposable console, yeah, it stung them. So yeah, they tried to get over on people with that, man. But I had to let them know like that wasn't right. You know, because I gave an analogy. I'm saying, wait a minute. You're telling me if I move somewhere and I don't have no internet and I get on the get on the Xbox console, I can't play my games offline. When I said that to them, they woke up. You know, so yeah, that was the only issue I had with them, man. Actually, yeah, and of course there was the Raiden Aces situation when my digital game disappeared off the Xbox One. But you know, I wish they would have given me Raiden 4 for it. I wish they would have done that. But whatever. But look, but that's the only issues I had with them, man. But Game Pass, it's just a subscription service, man, and you just got to make adjustments ahead of time, you know. You know, like when they make changes or they decide to increase the price, you were ready for it, you know. So that's how you approach it, man, you know, and then take it from there. But other than that, the service is good, man. Now, I wish they would I wish they would have never canceled Everwild from Rare Studios, because I was looking forward to that game to see what was the next chapter with in Rare's catalog of game development. What's the next game they were going to come up with? And that was a game I was looking forward to. So they cancel it, but the question is, can they go back to it and finish building the game and so we can play it? That's the real question. But other than that, man, Xbox is good, man. They said they signed a contract with AMD. They signed a contract with AMD, so that means the next Xbox console is coming, what, in 2026? And here's the other part to that equation too. We don't know the specs of the console. So for people to say that Xbox is getting out the console business and Microsoft signed a contract with AMD, they look bad right now. They look bad, man. I mean, yesterday when I saw Colt Eastwood, man, was almost in tears, man. I'm like, nah, that don't sound right. That don't sound right. Microsoft getting out of the console business, so that don't sound right. Not when you got 70 to 80 million users. That don't sound right. And then you got a Halo fan base and they love their Halos. That ain't happening. You got a Gears of War fan base and they love their Gears of War. That ain't happening. You got a Forza Motorsport who loves Forza Motorsport. And you got a Forza Horizon user base. That don't sound right. And you got your Flight Simulator user base. So that didn't sound right at all, man. So I just sat back and just watched the whole thing, and I'm like watching people talk about this, and I'm like, that ain't right, man. That don't sound right. The information don't sound accurate. They control 90% of the software market. They have Windows, and they're getting out the console business. And Xbox consoles need Windows. Needs Windows. The Xbox console Game Pass needs Windows. That don't sound right. So when I heard the news yesterday, when I saw all those videos yesterday, I just sat back and looked at it, and I'm like, nah, it's not true. But today Microsoft came out and cleared it up. But other than that, man, Game Pass is good, man. You know, Microsoft got to realize that this video game industry is an endurance game. It's an endurance game. There's no loopholes and there's no shortcuts. Okay, every console generation you got to come out with a console, because you have people. You have your Xbox fans love their consoles. There's three different type of gamers. There's the gamer that loves digital games. There's a gamer that likes physical games. But then there's the third gamer that likes both physical and digital. And Microsoft got to cover all three gamers' needs. So this notion that they were getting out the console business, I'm just sitting here like, huh? Nah, that don't sound right. It don't sound right. So yeah, but they're good, man. They just got to lock in and get their games made, and keep Game Pass up to date. And by the way, they need to bring X-Men Legends 1 and 2, Marvel Ultimate Nemesis, what is that? Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 to Game Pass. They need to bring it to the Xbox One, the Xbox One series, the Xbox Series X and S series. They need to. People been asking for it, so people want to play their games, man. People want to play Spider-Man. Was it Spider-Man 2? The Spider-Mans that Activision made. They want to play those games on the Xbox One and the Series X and S console, so and PC. So they need to get going on that, man. So this notion that they were getting out the console business when they got that huge user base, you know, the video game industry is really not about who sell the most consoles. You know, it's about consistency. You know, it's an endurance game and it's consistency. So I hope Microsoft learned something from this video if they see it. But yeah, but Xbox, no more Xbox consoles in the game. That don't sound right. You competition is what make the industry grow. You know, the industry competition is what make the industry grow. You know, so Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard, that wasn't the lesson of competition. That was just on a first come first served basis. Whoever had the money gets them. Period. So yeah, they beat everybody to it. So yeah, but yeah, the Xbox they're good, man. You know, Microsoft get out the console business. Halo fans ain't gonna let that happen. The Halo fans for Xbox will never let that happen. Phil Spencer would have to leave the United States, man, if that happens, man. Seriously, he'd have to leave, man. Halo fans love their Halos, man. They ain't trying to hear no excuse, man. So yeah, I don't see that ain't happening, man. Not when you got Windows that powers the globe, man. So that ain't happening. So I just think the news that happened yesterday, it was I think that stuff was fake news. You know, it was fake news and a lie, you know, and I'm glad they came out and addressed it, you know, so yeah. But Game Pass ain't the issue, man. Game Pass is like it's like your library. Game Pass is like your library in your cities, man. You have to keep those shelves stocked with video games. You just have to. So that's Phil Spencer's job. So yeah, we still need those games from Activision, though. We don't need. From Activision that they made those Marvel games. We need all of them in Game Pass. Yeah, we're asking for them. So yeah, and they need to bring back Forza Horizon 1. They need to bring that back too to Game Pass, Forza Horizon 1, because people still like to play it. Yeah, all the Forza Horizon should have been on Game Pass. Well, me personally, I don't like Forza Horizon 5. You already know. I don't like that game. That game gets on my nerve. Got cars driving through me. Nah, man, that can't fly. No. So yeah, but other than that, man, Microsoft, Game Pass is good, man. You know, you just got to make the adjustments ahead of time. You got to always as an Xbox user, you have to be prepared for a price increase when it comes to subscription service. You have to be prepared for it. You know, you can't just get too comfortable. You can't get too comfortable when the price is like at say let's say the price is at $30 right now. You can't get too comfortable. Just remember, as times change, you know, prices will go up. So as time changes, prices will go up. So you have to just you have to make the adjustments ahead of time. Be prepared for it. So yeah. But other than that, man, Xbox is good, man. So these Xbox haters and these Xbox and Game Pass haters at Microsoft ain't going nowhere. Not when you're sitting on $3 trillion, man. Imagine that. Anyway, man, that's it for now. I'm gonna stop running my mouth, but you Xbox users are good, and yes, The Halo fans will never let that happen. Phil Spencer will never hear the end of it, man. So yeah, and Nadelia too. He will never hear the end of it. So, but other than that, man, it's video games as usual, man. But Xbox is good, man. You people enjoy your Xboxes. Don't let the haters stop. Don't let the haters stop you from playing your Xboxes. Don't let the haters stop you from playing your Xboxes. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Like, dislike, thumbs up, thumbs down, comment. You know the drill. Anyway, thanks for the viewership. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.